What's up guys, this is Loma, and today the intro is going to be a little bit longer because I have a big announcement to tell you guys. I'm sure you're wondering why our chart looks extremely different. That's because we have been officially sponsored by Binance. So we're teaming up with Binance to start a new video series called Binance Scan, where essentially twice a week we're going to do in-depth altcoin analysis on a few coins that are looking good. All coins will be available on Binance via their spot or maybe even their margin platforms. So if you don't have an account already, go make one of the largest spot exchanges in the game. With that being said, our content will remain unbiased as usual. There will be no paid shilling, there will be no undisclosed ads, or there will be no vested interest from sponsors. If a coin looks like shit, it's gonna be called shit, and if it looks good, then it looks good, and that's how it's gonna be. So with that out of the way, let's start the first episode of Binance Scan. First up, we have Swipe. Swipe is actually one of my more favorite coins right now, just because it's new, provides a service that I think is useful, and you know what, it's pretty hyped up as well. So looking on the daily, I'm going to mark out the prior all-time high, which was right here. You'll see price went up, down, reaccumulated down here, and then went for new all-time highs. So I'll also mark this out, even though not as relevant as this level. Gonna go ahead and also mark out this resistance right here. You'll see that it acted as support, and then once we broke down, bearish retest, and we're still under this area right here. That's literally still acting as resistance. Then I'm gonna quickly place this here, acting as support, right? So you don't want to see a daily close below 260 or so, and you want to see a daily close above 308 on the daily time frame. So now that we have the daily areas marked out, let's jump to the 4 hour. Okay, so the 4 hour provides a more granular approach to this. So you can see first order block right here. You'll see why it's significant. Once I extend it, boom. All right, so you'll see we tested prior all-time highs, pumped, boom, higher low, another higher low. And we're still currently rejecting off here, and ideally you'd want to see something like this, right? Some type of reclaim of this resistance. Okay, so claim it as support before moving up. So my setup for this would be something like this right here. So idea is enter on a dip, put your stop loss below the trend line support, the daily support, give it some room to breathe, and then target the highs right here. Okay, so like this area. That area. Another way that you can possibly enter or add on to the position is that once it reclaims this area, you can look to add on a dip here, so around $3.10 or so. That's how I would play Swipe. Next coin is YFI, Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, however you want to pronounce it. We're gonna go straight to the 4 hour just because there's not much price action to work with. So on the 4 hour, you're gonna see the breakout here, right? So nice little breakout. Boom. All right, so price broke out here, retest, held, pumped. So how I would be looking to play this was the highs, right? This was the prior all-time high. So that's around 16.7 or so. So I would look to enter on a retest, maybe even a wick down to 15.5k before going back up like that. Okay, I do not want to see us lose this area right here. So I don't want to see us losing this, right? Because that would just look like the top is in. Because if we go back into this consolidation area and then we lose it and start moving down, even if we bounce here, I'm not too convinced that this wasn't the local top, right? Like we might get some up movements, some down movements, but generally speaking, the top might have been in for the next foreseeable future. All right, so my setup would look something like this. I would look for longs or somewhere in the mid 15,000s, okay? I'd probably start adding here, but the bulk of my orders will be in the mid 15Ks. And then I would target probably just new highs. Who knows how far some of these coins could go. I'm not really gonna pick a top. I think the best thing that you can do when it comes to these coins is to get a very good entry and then just gradually move your stops up below technical levels. Okay, like when it comes to buying altcoins that are in price discovery, that have a lot of hype behind them in the start of a bull market, you want to make sure you're not selling early, right? You don't want to sell your 10% when you could get a 10x. Okay, so again, entry around 15.5, I'll start bidding around 16.6, 16.7, and my stop loss would be below this expansion area down here. So below 13.5, maybe 13.2, 13.1K is where I'd look to maybe start cutting down the position in case we drop all the way back down to like the 10,000s. Last coin for the first episode is going to be SERUM. So SERUM, same idea as Wi-Fi, very little price action. So we're going to start on the 4 hour. 4 hour, we're seeing prior all-time high area, flipped it, right? So we just made an all-time high. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that out. Now you're also going to see that we're actually at support, right? So support area, breakout, retest, retest, pump. So now we jump down to the 1 hour. These were just the 4 hour areas that we drew out, right? What I'm looking for now, and you'll see that this trend line got broken, retested, and now we're somewhat continuing to the downside, right? Ideally, I'm gonna want to see this prior all-time high hold, which is around 217. So something like this would be nice. Okay, and the reason for that is because, once again, similar to YFI, this coin is a little bit less liquid than, you know, Chainlink or Bitcoin or Ethereum or all the other coins that are doing numbers. So there are chances that you could get filled, you know, on like a panic sell around 217. Maybe it dips a little bit lower down to, you know, 208, 207. But ideally, I'd be looking for entries closer to here, targeting all-time highs. Okay, and then my stop loss would be below this area right here, right? So this was just the dip before the pump, right? Dip before we broke prior all-time high into a new all-time high. So I'll put my stop loss below there, maybe give it some room to breathe. And you can target higher too. Same idea with YFI. You do not want to sell your 10% move and then, you know, watch it go 50%, 100%, 300% without you. So my biggest thing when it comes to trading these new coins with very limited price action is that don't call a top, okay? Get a good entry, get one where you're not, you know, underwater all the fucking time, and then sit on it. Be patient, let the market do its thing, ups and downs, and if it breaks market structure, get out. But if it's still bullish and it's still trending up, there's almost no reason to cut a trade early, right? You're essentially just trading your P&L at that point. So again, I would look for longs around 220 all the way down to maybe 207, and I put my stop loss below $2. Okay, that's SERUM. Go check them out. I think that coin has potential to easily be in the top 50 at some point, especially if this is a bull market. Decentralized exchange coming out soon. Check that out. New coin, lots of hype, showing lots of strength apparently. Like, you want to be in that. And that wraps up the first episode of Binance Scan. Once again, thank you to Binance for helping us keep the YouTube lights on and paying us so that all of this free content stays free. If you haven't already, check them out. Pretty cool, pretty big exchange. You might have heard about them, I don't know, but nonetheless, thank you guys for always supporting me before Binance, after the Binance sponsorship. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.